What sucks about being a man? 5 years ago, my life changed in an instant. My wife had always been abusive, but one day, she finally snapped. I was holding our toddler, and our baby was in the crib when she attacked me. I grabbed my son and ran. I drove to another state, hoping to keep us safe at my father's house. Then, the police called. She had reported that I attacked her, stole the car, and kidnapped our son. I thought if I just told the truth, they'd understand. But instead, they told me to return to New York and check in with a detective. I did, and I was arrested on the spot. That night, I sat in jail, charged with domestic violence. The court issued a restraining order against me, banned me from seeing my kids, and refused to let me go home. I lost everything, even my medical equipment. I had to start over, renting a tiny apartment and buying a few clothes to survive. Then came the next blow. The court forced me to attend an expensive domestic violence class every week for a year. The rules were strict. Miss even one session, and you'd be kicked out and reported to the police. The worst part? The class only talked about men hurting women. Anyone who brought up women being violent was immediately accused of victim blaming. So, I stayed silent. Meanwhile, they took almost my entire paycheck for child support. I barely had enough for rent or food. And since I had diabetes, I couldn't afford my medication. I had to choose between eating and staying alive. Eventually, after 2 years, I won 2 hours of visitation every Saturday. But by the time I saw my youngest son again, he had already learned to walk, earned 3, and started talking. I had missed it all, but the abuse still wasn't over. One time I showed up to see my kids, and she blocked the door, screaming at me in front of the neighbors. Then she kicked me in the groin. I called the police. Their response? Just walk it off. I fought hard, hired lawyers, joined support groups, tried to tell my story. But in the end, my lawyer told me that if I went to trial, I'd be completely destroyed. So I took the plea deal and got sentenced to another year of those classes. Life is still tough, but I'm still here.